So now Gypsy Rose Blanchard says she is paying for the sins of her mother. She shows proof that in March of 2024, she donated $4,200 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Now, how in the world is she going to blame her mother for this? The sins of her mother. I'm quite certain she enjoyed every moment of going to Disney and wherever else she went on Make-A-Wish Foundation's dime. And how could she completely blame DeeDee when Gypsy knew at the age of 6 already, she knew that she could walk, but she didn't tell her mother. She knew she wasn't as sick as she was portraying herself to be, but she didn't tell anyone. She knew for years and years that she was not sick, but she didn't tell anyone, and she continued to take that money. So how can she place 100% of that blame onto DeeDee? Gypsy is just as guilty. Of course, DeeDee was wrong for scamming these charities. Of course she was. Nobody's arguing that fact. But Gypsy was in on the grift right along with DeeDee. And even in death, Gypsy continues to defame her mother, to attack her mother's character. She wants to blame her mother for everything in life. Something as simple as she can't dance, she blames her mother for. Come on now, it's time to grow up and take accountability here. And then she comments back to someone in the video where she shows this proof. Her big $4,200. And by the way, quite generous of a millionaire. Somebody allegedly worth $3 million to donate a big $4,200. A little cheap, don't you think? Considering all the money you've taken from all of the charities. What about Habitat for Humanity? Has she made a huge donation to them? And I'm sure that Make-A-Wish gave her more than $4,200. And now she wants to try to, make us think that's so wonderful of her. Get out of here. Go sit down somewhere, Gypsy, because that's completely disgusting. And then she comments back to someone's comment and she says, someone tells her she doesn't offer anybody an explanation. And Gypsy says she knows, and that's why she has kept this private for so long, because she wasn't looking for any recognition or anything. Then why in the hell did you post it now? Because you want recognition. You want people to believe that you're doing the right thing. The right thing would have been never taking it in the first place and telling the world that you were not as sick as you were portraying yourself to be. The right thing would have been to leave that home and not take the life of your mother. But this is sickening. If you really want to do something, donate at least $1 million out of the $3 million you have. Because I'm sure you could still live quite comfortably on $2 million. But we'll never see that. We'll never see her admit to taking any accountability in any of the grifting that was done by her and DeeDee. Of course not, because she, like I said, she has to blame everything in her life on her mother. Gypsy, you just need to go sit down, get off this here internet until you decide you're going to do the right thing and start advocating for prison reform like you said you were going to, instead of this lame excuse you can't do it because you're on parole. Bullshit. You need to just go sit down, Gypsy, because you're really making a lot of people angry. Very angry.